discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Good afternoon, family. Hope you guys are having a great day so far, and welcome to another episode of the Africa Today Show right here on Black Hot Fire Network. My name is Joby, to those who are here for the first time, and welcome as we get into another conversation. And ensure you get our application for you to get those supplements. They're up on our sports page, and I hope you guys boost your health in the right way. Karibuni, I hope your week has been okay. Mine has been okay, can't complain. Just want to go home and rest, literally. Just thinking about how I can just get into the house right now and just rest, literally. Can't wait to get done with this show, not even capping. But hope you guys are doing great today. I hope you are having a nice, fair day on your black jobs. As we continue, we're going to start with some conversation of what is happening with the American economy currently. I was talking about the fuel prices out there going super high, skyrocketing, and we're having that discussion today on the Rhythm Scoop Show, looking at how many things are going to go high. So many stuff. Food, transport has already started going high here in Kenya. Many people cannot afford going or commuting to work with the current bus prices that are about to be introduced. I think even today Shimoni was sharing our thoughts on how the bus prices have already gone up. The boda boda is also expensive. Fuel is also not everywhere to be found. I know many petrol stations currently that don't have fuel. So people are really struggling to get fuel. So I'm going to start with that literally as we get into the conversation of today. Also look at how we have the governor of Carolina, that is the governor of South Carolina, how is pushing to redistrict efforts of democratic states. Literally how they're pushing to the black people. That is to target the black community's majority. I'm just going to share the video for you to self-explain itself. Bakaribuni, hit that like button, subscribe if it is your first time right here as we get started.
16%. Personal bankruptcy is up 16%. Foreclosures are skyrocketing. In March 2026, there was over 45,000 homes foreclosed, which was a 28% increase, higher than March 2025. Unemployment is skyrocketing. Gas is an average of $4.65 a gallon, which means it is higher in some places. That means that food is going to go up, and anything that's delivered on a truck to a store. So your household items, your diapers, your formula, your shoes, your clothes. Did you know the last time gas was this high was when Russia struck Ukraine and we had almost 9% inflation? It looks like we're heading for stagflation. Looks like we're in a K-shaped economy. The sad part is we're in week 9 of attacking Iran, which has cost us billions of dollars that we'll never get anything from. We call that a sunk cost as an accountant. And all that's going to do is accelerate the collapsing of the U.S. economy. Don't be fooled by the stock market. The stock market is not the economy. Interest rates will not be lowered anytime soon. We'll be lucky if we don't have higher inflation. Over 2 million people have lost their jobs in the last 15 months. No jobs are being created. Essentially, we're in a hiring freeze. Companies are not hiring, they're laying off, and people are not moving jobs. We are in for an economic collapse we have not seen likely since at least the 1970s, but if at worst, a Great Depression. If you found this post disturbing but informative, please like, comment, follow, and share for more.
Inflation is up again. Thing is, every time this happens, it's Trump inflicted, and then we're suffering for no reason. Let me explain. Inflation is up to its highest rate in 3 years, meaning your money buys less stuff. When Trump took office in 2025, inflation was around 3% after COVID relief efforts. Now, about a year later, we're at 3.8%. Now, typically when we look at inflation, there's very rarely a cut and dry answer for why things rise. We're in a global economy, there's ripple effects to everything. But that's not the case here. When you look at the times that inflation has jumped, it's directly correlated with Trump doing something unhinged. Last year, when inflation spiked from April to August, it was because Trump randomly slapped a universal 10% tariff rate on a giant list of countries on what he dubbed Liberation Day. As a result, food prices went up and countries took retaliatory measures. From August to September, inflation rose to 3%, and most economists say it's because of sustained tariffs, as well as Trump's threats of 30% tariffs on the EU, Mexico, and China. Now, here in May, inflation is up to 3.8%. Economists say it's because of fuel prices and supply chain disruptions due to the war with Iran. Gas is above $4.50 a gallon. Food and shelter prices also rose. And who started that war for no clear reason? It's one thing when we have to deal with inflation because of things outside our control, like the pandemic. It's another thing when the president is just making life harder so he and his buddies can profit.
Yeah, and I want to share actually what he had to say when he was, I want to switch quickly, when he was questioned about what he thinks about inflation and the current financial situation, American financial situation. This is what he had to say.
President Trump just said he does not care how much his war with Iran is impacting your wallet.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all.
Here are the facts. According to today's inflation report, as of April of 2026, this war with Iran is hitting your wallet hard and on a lot of fronts. And to add insult to injury, today's report also found that whatever small wage increase you may have seen over the last year just got wiped out. And I think we need to brace ourselves for more of this financial hardship because there's no end in sight to the war. Now, before I share the troubling numbers from today's Consumer Price Index report and share what else President Trump had to say about today's inflation report, which you're going to want to hear, I want to thank my paid Facts HQ subscribers for voting overwhelmingly for this story as the bonus this week. If you want to vote on next week's bonus, it is because of my awesome paid Facts HQ subscribers who help support my work. And of course, April increased 3.8% over April of last year. 3.8%. That is the fastest increase of inflation that we have seen since May of 2023. For the record, the Federal Reserve wants that number to be 2%. 3.8% is nowhere near 2%. Of course, it is also nowhere near the 9.1% peak inflation we saw coming out of the pandemic in June of 2022. But the pandemic wasn't a choice. That inflation spike happened to the whole world. This war with Iran was Trump's choice. But he said today he made that choice for a good reason.
Mr. President, you promised to bring inflation down. It's now at its highest level in 3 years. Are your policies not working?
No,
What's
my
happening?
policies are working incredibly. If you go back to just before the war, for the last 3 months, inflation was at 1.7%. Now, we had a choice. Let these lunatics have a nuclear weapon. If you want to do that, then you're a stupid person, and you happen to be. I mean, I know you very well. And as soon as this war is over, which will not be long, you're going to see oil prices drop, and you're going to see a stock market, which is already at the highest point in history, go through the roof. You're going to see the golden age of America, frankly, and you're seeing it now.
Just for some clarity, I don't know where in the world the president is getting an inflation number at 1.7%. In the 3 months prior to the beginning of the war with Iran, which is the time frame Trump is talking about, According to Trump's own government, inflation was 2.7% in December of 2025 and 2.4% in both January and February of 2026. None of those numbers are anywhere near 1.7%. Far from it. And whether you think we are seeing the golden age of America is up to you. Now, I'm going to show you the actual numbers of how this war with Iran is impacting inflation, according to today's report, in a second. But before I do that, I want to put these numbers I'm about to share with you into some context, because as I mentioned, for the first time in 3 years, inflation is now outpacing your wage growth, which is why you probably feel like it's hard to afford just the basics. This data is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it is the inflation rate versus wage growth from January of 2022 all the way till April of 2026. The blue line is inflation. The red line is wage growth. Ideally, as consumers, we want to see wages outpacing inflation, which means you would have more money in your pocket despite the inflation. Does that make sense? What we don't want to see is what happened here in 2022. You see, when this blue line is way above the red line, no bueno. That's when inflation was really high and wage growth was not keeping up. But see, right here in May of 2023, when it crossed over, that was the beginning of wage growth outpacing inflation. And you can see that lasted all the way until right here, April of 2026. Here, let me zoom in so you can see it better. Here it is, just zoomed in from January of 2025 till April of 2026. And you can see right there, see here, April of 2026, according to today's report, inflation, that blue line, is now above the wage growth red line. So now that you know the context, let's look at today's inflation numbers. As I reported would happen, we are now starting to see how this war with Iran and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz is showing up in these inflation numbers. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says by far, gasoline was the biggest contributor to this increasing inflation. Of course, this gasoline spike is absolutely a direct impact of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. In April, gasoline in this country was up a whopping 28.4% compared to April of last year, and up nearly 5.5% between March and April of 2026. Heating oil and diesel fuel was up a staggering 54% year over year and up nearly 6% month over month. But as I have also been reporting, when oil and gasoline prices go up, that seeps into the cost for other things, because lots of the things we consume and buy have to be transported by a truck, which runs on diesel fuel. So when diesel fuel prices go up, so do the costs for those goods, like food. And we are now just starting to see those diesel prices being factored in. Overall, food was up more than 3% between April of this year and April of last year, but you can really start to see it when you look at fresh vegetables and beef. Fresh vegetables increased 11.5% between April of this year and April of last year, and increased almost 4% between just March and April of 2026. Beef is up almost 15% year over year. One other thing that I want to point out, which is also a direct result of this war with Iran, airfares have also skyrocketed because, of course, jet fuel is also impacted by the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. According to today's report, in April, airline fares were up nearly 21% when compared to April of last year. The last index I want to make sure you know about is the cost for shelter. That too is up again, another 3%.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating?
Yeah, karibu sana Keith.
Oh, hi, Joby.
We're talking about the current inflation in America.
My comment? Oh, hell yeah, I just bought some damn food. That shit cost me $20 goddamn for nothing. I had to eat. I was starving. I hadn't eaten nothing yesterday, but I ate early yesterday because I found some place cheap in Tennessee. I bought a pizza for $7. I said, "Wow, that's cheap. Shit, $7." Well, anyway, it was a pizza and a drink and some water for $7. Like, what? Now I come back over to Georgia, goddamn $20 just for a couple of pieces of chicken. Like, god damn! I said, what? How much is this? How much is this shit? How much is this shit? So, yeah, the inflation, man. Trump and these motherfuckers, man. God damn, they put this goofy war. I'm up there, and you guys, I just got back from I'm in Georgia now. Up in Tennessee. up there not shit over. And I just have sometimes in the sea, but okay, and I cried about the price of the like to do the work. Like, you could they asked to come on with the fucking I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, you know, I moved out of New York some years ago. I said, upstate New York City. Were you in the city? Or were you just upstate? Oh man, I was in the city. I said, God damn. He's like, I said, hey, do you miss it? Do you miss New York City? He said, I miss it, you know, until I go back up there like for 2 days. And then I'm crying to get out of there. But you can't afford to live up there now. But he's talking about the work. They probably going to send him upstate New York to do a job. Okay, I said, okay, that's upstate. When we say upstate New York, Joe, that means, okay, imagine Kenya, right? Being a state. You hear me, Joe?
Yeah.
So upstate, so imagine New York City being like Nairobi, right? Upstate New York would be Nakuru, Naivasha, Kisumu, and shit like that. That's it. I mean, you better off if you go upstate. You know, that's where my mom was born at Rochester, New York, and upstate New York. He said, yeah, no, they're gonna send me upstate. But we were talking about the inflation. Oh, also guys, shout out, if you guys want to donate on the network, donation page is back up. Shout out to whoever sent the $5. I had to get checked the name. I just know it's back up and running. So just give me the hiccup. Sorry, guys. But the donation page is back up and running. But I heard everybody complain about the damn. That's it. And I told the motherfuckers. Black people always scared of white people. So much. I said, I know y'all motherfuckers are Trump voters, right? Yeah, we all voted for him. Yeah, look where it got your ass. You know, racism. And I'm in Tennessee, you know, can't nobody black vote in your state no more, right? You done took away the black vote in this state. You ain't worried about that, are you? You know, you white people took away black people's vote in this state. You know, they all get quiet. Like they don't hear me. You motherfuckers hear me. You know, you guys done took away the black vote in your state, right? And there's no more state representatives even go to Washington, D.C. no more. They know they love that shit. As I told you, don't ever, because white people smile in your face, don't ever think that they're not happy about fucking you in the ass. Don't ever think that. But I said the last one I'm out there. I said, y'all happy about Jim Crow coming back, right? Right? Y'all happy about that, right? So you smile or laugh with me now, but you know, people that took away black people's vote. Go away, Joe. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna reshare again the first video I shared, which Trump was when Trump was asked. I think that was during the weekend, last weekend or during this week. He was asked about what he thinks about the current situation of America's economy, and he said he doesn't care. So let me share that again.
Just said he does not care how much his war with Iran is impacting your wallet.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all.
Here are the facts. According to today's inflation,
I don't care about that. That's all bullshit, because that's the same shit they said what North Korea have, all right? And North Korea said, hey, we already got the bomb. We already got it, right? And they said a damn thing else about North Korea, right? Because they start talking that shit about North Korea. North Korea said, we already got it. We already built it. We knew you motherfuckers were coming. And remember, they were white people going to destroy it. They want to tell you what North Korea is all crazy right now. Go back and study when Korea was all together as one country. Not no, remember they break them up so they break up everything so they can steal shit. That's the MO. These wicked ass white people. Wicked by nature. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it or not. That's who they are. So go back and study when Japan had control of Korea and was using Korea as a slave colony, right? So when Korea got free, the northern part was really where the power was at. And they, once again, treating the people well, trying to pull them out of poverty. Remember, they were put in poverty by Japan. So they were pulling them out of poverty, but America didn't like that because they weren't allowing Americans to go and privatize their shit and white people to control. Remember, at the end of the day, everything's based on racism, guys. I should send that video to Joe because it's about Irish. Everything for them is based on racism. White on top, black on bottom, everybody in the middle. So that's about their control and dominance and their savagery, right? Because you ask, when Europe was all fucked up, why did America go invade Europe and take it over and steal their shit? Why didn't do that? Instead of America went and built Europe back up off the back of Africa. They didn't go when France was all fucked up, England was all fucked up, Germany was all fucked up, Spain was all fucked up, Denmark was all fucked up, the Netherlands was all fucked up, Sweden was all fucked up. Oh, what wasn't fucked up with Switzerland? Italy was all fucked up, and Norway was all fucked up. Oh, the white people in America spent money with black people's tax dollars, and they rebuilt Europe. See what they did with Iran? When Iran wanted to get free back in '53 and just use their resources, but they invaded Iran and overthrew the government, right? The British and the MI6, the Mossad, and fucking the CIA went overthrew a democratically elected democracy because he had the audacity, as Joey would say, to want to give the oil money to his people and not make them poor and don't let white people have all their resources. See, whenever they don't tell you about race, you ask a motherfucker in the face. Australia was fucked up. Why we invaded? All these countries were fucked up, except what wasn't fucked up was Canada, because over here with us. After World War II, all countries were fucked up. All white countries, all of them. So why, if it's not about race, as they tell you, why didn't we invade these countries and take them over? Huh? Why did we take over the markets and still, even though Europe don't got shit, or have any resources, why didn't we just go and take over Europe? Oh, because they see white people, unlike dumbass black people, white people know they're one people. They know their power is with all of them having some kind of power and money. Because it would just been America alone, and Europe would have never rebounded. Europe was done, finished after World War II. It ain't funny now Europe's more developed than Africa. How could that be? Europe couldn't feed itself, it couldn't house itself, it couldn't clothe itself, you know. But now Europe is a power. How'd that happen? Anyway, everything for them is about white supremacy. Everything. I don't care, whatever you don't think is not white supremacy, you say, what is this about? White supremacy. I would you say every time. Because that's what it's about. Go ahead, Joby.
And to add insult to injury, today's report also found that whatever small wage increase you may have seen over the last year just got wiped out. And I think we need to brace ourselves for more of this financial hardship because there's no end in sight to the war. Now, before I share the troubling numbers from today's Consumer Price Index report and share what else President Trump had to say about today's inflation report, which you're going to want to hear, I want to thank subscribers for voting overwhelmingly for this story as the bonus this week. If you want to vote on next week's bonus story and get access to my private live event, which is happening tomorrow, %3. For the record, the Federal Reserve wants that number over April of last year. 3.8%. That is the fastest increase of inflation that we have seen since May of 2023. For the record, the Federal Reserve wants that number to be 2%. 3.8% is nowhere near 2%. Of course, it is also nowhere near the 9.1% peak inflation we saw coming out of the pandemic in June of 2022. But the pandemic wasn't a choice. That inflation spike happened to the whole world. This war with Iran was Trump's choice, but he said today he made that choice for a good reason.
Mr. President, you promised to bring inflation down. It's now at its highest level in 3 years. Are your policies not working?
No,
What's
my
happening?
policies are working incredibly. If you go back to just before the war, for the last 3 months, inflation was at 1.7%. Now, we had a choice. Let these lunatics have a nuclear weapon. If you want to do that, then you're a stupid person, and you happen to be. I mean, I know you very well.
See all these dumbass things that see them let these lunatics who ain't never been. Who's Iran murdered? Who's Iran been killing? Nobody. But see, that's the scam they say. That's the scam they say. Through their remember all the media is fake. You look at any of that media is so fucking propagandist. It's crazy. Americans are the worst propagandized people on the planet. We have no news. There's no north, east, west, and south. It's all fake. There's no fucking real reporting here. It's not allowed. So they try to get you to it was worth what? Iran was no threat to nobody. They wanted to go overthrow Iran, but it is not real. So they can break up the country and then get something called the Greater Israel Project, while they also steal the oil and put their money and their oil on the Rothschilds' goddamn fakey scam. That's what it's always about. And it's funny, like I told you, when they went to Iraq, stole their oil goes directly to the Rothschild Bank of fucking New York, the Federal Reserve Bank. That's a fact.
At the next light,
Okay?
left.
That's a fact. So, as always, everybody's a lunatic and crazy who stands up and won't allow these savages to remember the whole fucking shit coming out of Europe. These motherfuckers disgust me. The whole fucking shit since this beast got his punk ass out of Europe has been to rob, steal, murder, kill, rape, pillage.
At the light, turn left.
That's his
Left,
fucking history.
south.
But you'll never hear about none of these stupid ass movies, none of your history books, and they've never changed. What was the thing about Venezuela? Oh, to go steal their fucking oil, steal their resources. Same old bullshit. Oh, Venezuela, oh, the lunatics there, the blah, blah, blah there. Always the same fake story, how they want to go steal somebody's shit. They're not in Africa because they hate black people. Why in Africa? They steal all that shit they've been stealing. And they keep stealing that shit. Because these are predators by nature. And so now with them Iran, don't think about Iran, they didn't expect Iran to be ready to build. Shout out to Iran, because a lot of people are just too stupid. I gotta give Iran credit. But to me, you'd be stupid that Africans don't ever learn this shit. You know, motherfuckers bombing all around in each country. You won't take your children and fuck them scoopies and start teaching children how to build weapons. Because the motherfucking white man is eventually coming to see your ass. He's coming to see all these fake summits and shit. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. White man's coming to see. So Iran knew the white man was coming to see them. You got wars next door in Afghanistan, war next door in Iraq. They're bombing and killing motherfuckers. And you know, the main one they wanted was Iran, because Iran had what? A revolution. It kicked out the white man and the Rothschilds. That can't be tolerated. So for the last 50 years, they've had sanctions on Iran for what? For having a revolution and getting free of the white man. Because the white man said, your shit, your oil, your resources belong to me. Here's what the white man says, all your so I can keep my fake racial pyramid scheme. You know, white on top, black on the bottom. That's how you're going to learn how everybody hates us, because this system that they set up, this racial hierarchy that they set up globally, is why black people get fucked up and treated poorly around the world. Because everybody's jockeying not to be on the bottom. And nobody wants to be associated with the niggas on the bottom. That's why you got identity crisis in America and other places. They don't want to be black. Oh, yeah, these niggas in the Caribbean islands. I ain't not black. I ain't not black. I ain't not black. Motherfucker blacker than Joby. I'm not black. I'm black. I'm not black. Caribbean niggas tell you they're not black. Huh? Because black people have no power. Nobody wants to identify with being on the bottom. Nobody wants to do it. We got niggas over here calling themselves Indians and shit. Hey, but your DNA says African. Their DNA is a lie. These are lies. These are lies. That's why you got motherfuckers skin bleaching, and skin bleaching is over $1 billion business. Because people don't want to identify with black, because black is on the bottom. And sadly enough, I know we're going to sleep, but even with that, black people have done no fighting to try to stop that shit. So nobody wants to identify with the black, because you're black, shows you're ugly, you're stupid. This is what everybody's told black people. You're black, you're ugly, you're fucking stupid, and you're weakly and coward. And understand, I want you to understand this. I always put in the purpose of this by saying, I always put this into the purpose of this, right? They said power does not respect weakness. That's true. But understand, when you got other people are predators and Africans look like the prey, predators are always going to go to the prey. Always. A lion is always going to jump on his prey and devour its ass. Not going to say, oh, what's the morality of this? Is this right? Is this wrong? Same like white people. So, say like any bully. What does a bully do? Bully goes to the weakest kid in the class and punches them in the face. Because the predator is always going to stalk its prey. And the prey always looks weak. That's why you must never look weak. Never act weak. Never be weak. And Africans, sadly, see, this ain't got to do with no groupie tribe, because this is Africans, global, have been seen as weak and coward and shown that. And that's why you've been preyed upon. That's why people steal your resources, have you digging in ditches and all kind of crazy shit, because it's the prey against the predators.
At the next stop,
and so, with them going into Iran, commonly enough, had 30 years to get ready. They were coming. They talk about it. We know these motherfucking savages were coming. Gave us enough time to go ahead and get ready for it. We knew they were coming. So remember, Iran was sanctioned, so they had to develop their own weapon systems. They had to go back to the drawing board and just, if they get shit, reverse engineer it. Because a lot of weapons they got when they were fighting against Iraq, when we propped up Saddam Hussein to go in there and invade Iran back in the 80s. When we gave Saddam all these weapons and all this chemical shit. Now remember, what was supposed to be illegal. Supposed to be illegal, but America gave it to them when they were goddamn doing shooting biological agents into Iran. But Iran he said, these crazy Iranian bastards. Who was Iran gas? Who was Iran used biological agents against? AIDS and all other kind of biological shit that's running around Africa right now. The Africans thinking, oh, because we fucked, we had sex, everybody's got AIDS. Well, you're a fucking moron, man. So, who's been unleashing these biological agents all around the world? America and the fucking West. That's who's been doing it. But everybody else is crazy. Right? They just say, oh, it's crazy. See, that's the propaganda. Especially they did a number on these white racist bastards that they got. See, because they always say it's propaganda against white people. But I don't believe that. They want to be propagandized too. They want to believe they're superior. They like that. So even though it's propaganda, somehow, some way, even propaganda, you will start critically thinking that something is fucked up, something is wrong. You know, so only reason why white people are thinking that because they're not, their stomachs are starting to touch their backbone. Right? They ain't giving a shit about nobody else because the country was designed to benefit them. They were giving giveaways, goodies. You know, all you do is be white. Got a good house, got land. All you do is be white. They have to work for shit. Everybody keep going about this DEI shit. It hasn't happened to compete. White people for 500 years have not had to compete with nobody. They was robbers and stealers and pillaging and shit. They come back and say, oh, you don't know how to farm. You don't know how to do this. The thing is that they don't know how to do it. They didn't have to do it. Because they had black people as the slaves, cheap labor, fucking, what's the other fake word they use? Cheap labor, slavery, forced labor. Another forced labor shit they use. Because the white man's the laziest motherfucker on the planet. They better work for shit. So now things are changing. That's why you see them now trying to re-implement Jim Crow in America, trying to push you back 80 years into slavery. Remember, they're dying out. And so they know their time is, that's what I told you. There'll never be a war in Africa with no white man. They'll be wiped the fuck out. Ain't no more colonizing with no military. They don't got enough people. Right? Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, play it.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it to what is happening in South Carolina, where we have the governor who is pushing for some new laws. Let me play the videos. I forgot already.
You're gonna have whiplash from this. South Carolina is now
which is affecting black people.
Looking like it's going to be the latest Republican state to bend over backwards in order to undermine their own voters and America as a whole with their redistricting efforts. Because, well, just this week, an effort to force lawmakers into a session for new districts was shot down after
they're all doing it. So black people told you the place was still racist. All that Charlie Kirk shit, that fucking goddamn dick sucking ass, boot licking ass Jezebel, fucking Candace Owens stinking ass. Huh? Immediately take away your rights. Immediately, I told you all southern states, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, fucking Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee, all of them. Immediately, once the Supreme Court came out with that fucking racist ass ruling, all the states, immediately, we got quick sections. Fuck these niggas! We get to say fuck these niggas again! Yeah! We get to be open racist! No more playing! See how that? No more playing in their face! We get to say fuck you niggas! And now we want to get rid of the 14th Amendment, put these niggas back in slavery! Yeah! So what I'm telling black people, playtime is over. We're gonna start, everybody's got to get weaponed up. Go get your weapons. You got to start learning how to break them down, shoot them. You got to learn how to clean them and keep them clean. It's wartime. You're back at war. The white man in America has declared war on our ass. It's real. Because now he's trying to tell you, you got no equal protection under the law. They get to shoot you in the fucking face. You know, they've been doing it, but there's no more pretense no more. Right? There's no more pretense that you're going to get any kind of justice. As Joby said, you don't get to play no more. So you see that one blue area right there? South Carolina, where black people live at? That's gone. You niggas, that's gone. That's gone. And you guys been in South Carolina, one of the most racist states we in the South. They're all racist. I told you all been playing, faking. And then you see it. All of them are scrambling. And because the country is naturally racist. Now, I told y'all, Trump, don't vote for Trump, but hey, Camilla was just as bad, but here we go. But don't ever get twisted. Trump won the racist. He said they're destroying black people, taking back to Jim Crow. Said, I've been the best president for black people ever. What are you talking about? See how the crazy shit these racist ass, oh God, too bad I'm on YouTube. Want to say some foul shit. Right? These racist ass Zungus. Oh, but it's real. It's back in your face. It's real. Right? They want to be able to lock your ass up. Have no judge, no court of law. Put you out in the field of slave labor on fake charges. Say, you know the old trope is coming back. Oh, you raped a white woman. Oh, you wanted her flat booty. Oh, You were desiring flat booty. Right? Yeah, nigga. You wanted the flat booty. Go ahead, Joe.
With Democrats to block the effort to remove their only Democratic district. Governor Henry McMaster apparently decided he didn't care and is believed to be making plans to force a special session on this exact thing. And that'd be an extreme time crunch because the state's primaries, they're meant to happen on June 9th. You know, it's kind of hard to know what district people are going to be running in if they haven't been decided yet. But sadly, South Carolina is hardly the only state doing this rushing to take advantage of the Supreme Court's recent decision to kill Section 2 of the Rights Act and follow Trump's demands for rigged maps. Tennessee, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, they're all looking to make similar moves. And Democratic states, well, so far, not really. Like California and Nevada have taken it seriously. Virginia tried to win a voter referendum, but a judge threw that out. And at least so far, Democratic states have been reluctant to force through redistricting efforts as blatantly as Republicans have. So now, even though Republicans have been polling kind of horribly, you have many fearing that their loss this cycle, which was supposed to be huge, is going to be much smaller, or maybe it even leans their way. You know, if you hate that they're doing this, it's even more of a reason to go out and vote when it's time.
Breaking news moments ago, South Carolina has rejected an effort to gerrymander the state's lone black majority congressional district held by Congressman Jim Clyburn. In a Senate vote to essentially move the process forward, they didn't get enough votes.
Close it. And remember the funny thing about it, that's a bootlicking coon who represents that area. That's Claiborne, right? That's James Claiborne, right? That's a bootlicking Uncle Tom. Yes, a Boston ass nigga coon. Right? And then finally, and even in being a yes bosser, right? Because they'll let you be a coon and work for them, but if they got a chance to get rid of your ass and go completely white, they'll chop your fucking head off. So Jim Clyburn is a boot. He don't do nothing for black people. And black people, even before this happened, black people been calling his ass out. Because remember, most niggas in South Carolina are stupid. It's a dumbass state with dumbass niggas. And sadly, most black people in the South are stupid. And that's just real. Give a fuck if you like it or not. That's a fact. I live here, so I know. Sorry to tell you that. Most black people in the South are fucking dumb as shit. And that's where they were, and that's just a fact. Sorry. So, and you don't want to look, hey, look at the IQ level. It'll tell you. I know. Like, God damn. This motherfucker talk like he's 2 years old around here. Anyway, so, you know, I'm not saying it wasn't on purpose because they're in the South and white people want to educate these goofy motherfuckers. I get it. But they are stupid. So, they gonna get rid of their bootlick handkerchief head that they got there and replace his ass with a openly racist white man. Hey, you goofy South Carolina niggas, you should have voted for somebody real. At least you would have got some shit before they get rid of your coon. See, I don't care about none of these southern districts going away. I really don't. Because all the ones that are black in Florida, they're all coons. Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Texas, that fucking Jasmine Crockett bitch, she's slipping and sliding, all that old nigga shit she doing. They getting rid of her ass. What does she do for black people? Oh, nothing. They all were in the pockets of what is not real. They all work for is not real. You can't, that's what I told you. You can't name shit in 60 years of this Voting Right Act that any of these niggas done for anybody black. You can't name shit. Not one piece of legislation. So, what good were they any damn way? What good were they? Is our lives? And the only thing's gonna be worse. They're gonna probably be locking your ass up in more and bigger numbers. That might be the only thing they go just like, fuck it. We ain't gotta pretend. Just lock niggas up for anything now. Right? But what have these motherfuckers ever done? You can't name shit. Because they all were puppets. It's all the same shit they did in Africa with these fake ass presidents. It's the same scam. Blackface in high place that don't do shit for black people. It's the same fucking scam. And I didn't know until I got 21, started going to Africa. I said, this is the same goddamn scam. This shit is global. And I was like, how the fuck are Africans poor with all this motherfucking shit around here? They're the world's wealth. How the fuck are African people around here fucking poor and assed out? How's this possible? I said, man, there's gotta be some kind of scam going on. All these fucking leaders. Oh shit, this is diabolical. And then you go to continent, most of the niggas on the continent are fucking stupid as shit. Same play they do in America. Most everybody dumb as fuck. Got school fees. This is all baked in the cake. Like, wow, this shit is global. This some global shit. See, if you never travel, everybody travel, so if you never travel, you don't know you're done in a global system of white supremacy. So fuck all that goofy FBA shit. This is global. The scheme is global. The scam is global. That fake black representation. I'll never work with black people. It's all fake. They get thought off, paid off, don't do shit. So with them losing this district, who gives a fuck? They're already poor. South Carolina niggas are some of the poorest motherfuckers in the country. Them in Mississippi and Alabama. These niggas are poor, stupid. So what did voting ever do for them? Now, I'm saying, we're going to keep it real. I'm going to be offensive because I like to be honest and hurt your feelings. South Carolina, Alabama, you're going to look it up. See if I'm lying to you. South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, some of the poorest niggas in the country and some of the dumbest motherfuckers in the country. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Right? So what has any of these elected officials done for black people to improve their schooling so they wouldn't be fucking stupid? Know what's going on, right? They wouldn't be impoverished. They have jobs in the communities. No, there's never no jobs in no black community. They don't exist. That's why we're in the bottom in America. So none of these motherfuckers have ever fought for anybody black. Them is all clown show. They're all bought and paid for by Is Not Real and the white establishment. They don't ever work for anybody black. It is a scam. Like Barack Obama punk ass. Out there talking crazy, going to some Mexican restaurant in Texas the other day with his goofy ass. Oh, I mean burritos, I mean taco, I have 3 tacos. This goofy motherfucking half-breed ass, moronic ass nigga that you all voted for because he was black, right? That's scam. And he proceeded to destroy black people, right? Because it's the same scam. Obama's just like the black leaders in Africa. Put there to be black, show your black face, and then shit on your ass. Go ahead, Joe.
This question, the map, not enough Republicans supported the measure.
What happened? My internet.
Let's go back and start again. You really got to go up. Yeah, but let you go up and go back down.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's the same craziness. There you go, boom, boom. All these black mayors. All these black mayors and everybody's poor. All these black mayors in all these cities. You know, Chicago, Memphis, fucking DC, LA. That goofy Karen Bass bitch. Right? But you can't see shit they done to black people. Uh-oh. I lost Joby.
Turn right onto Georgia 1 loop.
Can you hear me?
All right, you go ahead. That was me. Hey.
Governor is expected to call a special. Here's everything that happened while we run the clock. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp has ordered state lawmakers back for a special session to redraw the state's congressional districts following a Supreme Court ruling. South Carolina's governor is expected to call a special session to redraw the state's congressional map and eliminate its only black majority district. new federal lawsuit accuses the Secretary of Agriculture of proselytizing to federal employees by frequently citing Jesus Christ in her work emails. A war powers resolution aimed at reining in the guy in the White House's powers when it comes to war in Iran failed with a single vote, with all Democrats except one, John Fetterman, supporting it and 3 Republicans breaking ranks. The Senate has confirmed Kevin Warsh to lead the Federal Reserve. That's everything that happened while we were on the clock.
You're going to have whiplash from this. South Carolina is now looking like it's going to be the latest Republican state to bend over.
Talks that Henry McMaster is going to call a special session for them to take up redistricting. They're trying to get rid of Jim Clyburn's seat. This is not over with. We can't just be like, it's done. Yes, we had a little small win yesterday, but we all know how it works down here in South Carolina. Now, they're trying to make backdoor deals to do this. There's talks that Henry McMaster wants Donald Trump to provide an endorsement to the lieutenant governor. The one who was calling leftist radicals and all kinds of bullshit. The one who doesn't even know how many state seats there are in our state house.
And that would mean that how many members serve in the general in the House total?
140. I don't know.
124. 124. Okay.
Yeah. That Pamela Yvette wants to run the South Carolina government system.
Imagine this. Now, sucker, you want not only James Clyburn's district for national going up to D.C., we talking about in the state. You won't even be able to get any representative in your own state. So your black community, even in your own racist ass state, is gone. You won't even go to the state house no more. You want to go up to what's the capital of fucking South Carolina? Columbus, what's they call Columbus, South Carolina's the capital. So won't be no more niggas in Columbia, South Carolina, right? Columbus, South Carolina is the capital of South Carolina. So you won't even be in the state house of that damn state because your district is gone. And I know this, what is it? I think, let me ask, Google this for me, Joby. Say, is Columbia, South Carolina a majority black city? If it's not, it's fucking close. Say, is Columbia, South Carolina a majority black city?
No, Columbia, South Carolina is not majority black city as of 2026. Data, the black population makes approximately 40% of the city's population.
Okay, 40. I know it's close. It's almost half. I thought it was majority. Okay. Well, look at how that population. You guys are 40%, and you're not, and there won't be one nigga to represent you. That's how wicked these white people are. 40% you 40% of that city, and you won't have one elected official in the city. I mean, in the state to represent you. When it shoots you in the head, lock you up, no justice. Remember, your representative is supposed to be empowered, so they making sure you won't even pretend like you got no power. They're gonna pretend you have no power. What I mean about. They don't even want to pretend that you have power by seeing your black ass face inside the legislative body. Okay? Not even the state representative. You ain't going nowhere. They always say you're not going up to DC no more. That's out. You niggas are not going to be representing nobody on the national level of the whole country no more. But you won't even be in the state. So when we shoot you in the face and lock your black ass up, there won't be nobody in the state house that's going to speak on your behalf because there's not going to be no more black people loud up in there. You have no more representation. So I'm telling you now, they want to tax you, black people. We had war. These white people have declared war on us again. And real. So you niggas with your goofy entertainment shit, you should get smacked in the motherfucking mouth. We don't want to hear who's fucking who's basketball this. Who gives a shit? We don't want to hear no more about no more entertainment. We don't hear no more about no more fucking music bullshit. We had war. You understand this? You had war. White people have declared war on us openly. And you didn't get this through your fucking mind. They have declared war on us. While they laughing and smiling about the shit. Right? Because you have now no representation to fight for you for getting locked up illegally, charges brought against you, don't want to fight for you. Don't want, there's no representation. But they want to tax you, right? These motherfuckers want to take tax dollars from you, but you got no fucking voice to change anything. You got no representation. So now you're getting taxation. Remember, suppose why they left England? Remember, oh, we fought a war against England because of no tax, because of taxation, but without representation, because they were not in what? The British government, the British Parliament. So now they want to take your taxes and give you no representation. I'm not paying no motherfucker. Fuck taxes. You have to come see me. Fuck that. Before I get the fuck out of here. I know you're listening to, so what? Come see me. I'm not paying no motherfucking taxes. I have to pay when I buy food or some shit at the store. But as far as filling out a fucking tax return, fuck that. Fuck that. That's your motherfucking mind. If I'm in Florida, I got no representation. Think I'm supposed to still pay taxes every year? Fill out a tax return? Fuck a tax return. Come get it. Come get it. Not filing shit. Fuck out of here. That was exactly. Remember all. And I want you guys to realize this in the next couple of months, right? You saw this fake ass celebration. America's 250-year birthday of freedom from Britain. And because we didn't want no taxation without representation, right? But every one of these racist motherfucking umzungus are doing in Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. I think it's gonna be Kentucky too. I'm not my fault. And also Arkansas. Don't forget that racist motherfucking state, Arkansas, with that low budget motherfucker color living in his mama's basement. That poor ass state, right? So, yeah, they're all gonna move off. And Oklahoma. I can't leave out Oklahoma. Missouri, yeah, I think Missouri's going to go too. They didn't move yet. I think Missouri, I'm on the fence with Missouri. Oklahoma, hell yeah. Oklahoma's going to put your ass back in the chain. Oklahoma, damn right. Kansas, I'm on the fence with Kansas. Colorado, probably not Colorado. Wyoming, hell yeah. We don't live in Wyoming. We don't got no black district, but they'll still make a law, right? Because you had that goofy Kenyan lady up there talking crazy with her white boyfriend. We don't ain't got black people in no fucking Wyoming. We don't even live up in that state, but they'll pass a law just in case you niggas try to pretend you ever want to come up there and start living. Go ahead, Joby.
Yeah, then I'm gonna start sharing the videos you shared with me.
A very high rating so far, but not many of these candidates on the Republican side, I think, would do a very good job. You know, I'm for the Democrat, whoever that might be. But
but it's the Republican Party. It's Republicans that freed you from slavery. Ain't that the shit they always keep doing? Oh, these are the racist motherfuckers right here. Let's take away your vote. I will tell you, whatever they say is always a lie. It's always this made up word salad shit. Go ahead, Joe.
This fight is not over. They're trying to call a special session, and they're trying to get the lieutenant governor an endorsement from Donald Trump in the process of doing so. Y'all tell me what y'all think about us in the comments. Check my links in the bio. Follow me, stay updated. And please let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all think that Donald Trump's going to give her the endorsement? Because Nancy Mace is fighting tooth and nail for it. Pamela Yvette, I ain't gonna lie, she's been fighting tooth and nail for it too.
All right.
I think he's gonna end up endorsing a man.
Let me cue the videos.
You're gonna have whiplash from this. South.
Okay. Right. Okay, now you try set it up. Try to say something. So, vote never worked anyway. Sorry, MLK. So, And we was a scientist, right? Excuse me, other damn shit got caught in my throat. And we were doing, and we was a scientist, and we were doing an empirical study of what works and what doesn't. So you're supposed to do studies, see what actually works, what doesn't. So it's been 60 years of black people voting, and it has not worked. Where's it got us? Have we got any better? We've got worse. We're worse off today than we were under our grandparents. Our grandparents made more money. Our grandparents were smarter, right? These are facts. Our grandparents are more self-sufficient. Our grandparents knew how to do shit, farm, garden, build homes. So all our skills are gone. We're stupider today, but less self-reliant, self-efficient today. So we've got worse. So what was the benefits with this civil rights shit and this voting shit? What was the benefit? Because you can clearly see it didn't work. I'm telling you, empirically, methodically, be analytical, right? Get rid of your emotions and your feelings and the propaganda they give you every fucking February with that MLK shit and the stupid ass dream, right? Get rid of propaganda. Same thing got the South African with that Nelson Mandela. Shout out to people talking about, I ain't know Mugabe over in Zimbabwe called him a sellout. This sellout ass nigga giving all land back to white people. Didn't make him do nothing. That's right. But anyway, you know, be critical in your analysis. Have black people benefited from this voting shit? Go back and look what we used to own. How together we were, right? You had a black man and black women at each other's throats. Because we need each other. We had to fight this savage. We needed the black woman. And the black woman needed us. We had to fight the savage. We can't be talking all crazy about our damn women. They can't be talking all crazy about their men. Because we need each other. We knew we were at war with this beast. Well, we knew we were at war with this beast. That's why you see the marriage rate. Very seldom ever got divorced with black people, ever. They had problems, they had trouble. Shit was going on. But they still stayed together because they knew you was at war with this beast. And they wanted you prison. But yeah.
You're breaking. You're breaking. Not sure if we lost Keith there for a minute. All right, I think we lost Keith for a minute, but shout out to everyone with us on the chat. See,
equal treatment of the law. Equal treatment of the law. They want that. They don't want that. These savages, they were still robbing, killing, and without no recourse. That's why they're dying. The universe is getting rid of their ass because they're wicked. Right? But the birth rate is up. So, and we were infiltrated by the European mind. They destroy our women with all this consumerism and my materialist. I got to have money. I got to have a man that has this, all that fake materialism. We didn't have all that shit. We knew it. But we weren't. So that's why it makes no sense for the black woman to join this fake feminist movement, because the black man in America was never oppressive to the black woman. We couldn't be oppressive to her. We had no fucking power. So your fight with this feminism shit is a lie. We couldn't oppress you. We didn't have any power. And we needed your ass. Fuck, we look like we got control of the game. We can't afford to oppress you when we need you. So you betraying black people going with this feminist shit is a betrayal. We couldn't oppress you. How? With what? In what way? We were just getting as fucked up as you were. We were getting hung, beaten, raped. And that's how you know it was so tight with us. You guys remember the story Joey told you guys about a few months ago. And I'm close. I'm over close by that shit too. Remember 1920? This is how much love. Those 1910s, like 1910 or something, 1911, right? This woman knew what was going to happen to her when they took her husband illegally. Remember, they don't want you to have no protection under the law. They want to bring back this open savagery, right? The open savages. That's what they died for. They can't drink blood and kill and all this crazy shit. That this black man was picked off the street for supposed crime that he didn't commit, right? Remember? Jefferson brought down to Georgia. Well, they took him and hung him, burned him up, right? Dismembered his body, shot it, right? And of course, he was innocent. So he was innocent, right? He's innocent. But you didn't have equal protection under the law, right? Didn't exist for you. They could burn, kill you, shoot you, right? They hanged him, but of course they probably ate him, cooked his ass, and I'll tell you, I'm sure they cooked him and ate his ass and took his skin off and used it for furniture. These wicked motherfuckers. Dang, the wicked, you know. Oh, what you know? Oh, we gotta erase the books. They never wrote the shit down. You get a mild version of these satanic, wicked motherfuckers. It's always a mild, PG, Disney fucking cartoon version. You'll never get the real, them cutting up dicks and stuffing it down their fucking throats and eating your dick and balls. You don't get that version, right? Remember, shit running by his ass. It was always eating us. You never ain't in none of your books. So the wife being so close to him, she knew she was gonna get fucked up. Knew it. Knew she was gonna get fucked up. This wicked, savage ass country. But she still raised her. What's how much black people and black women were devoted to one another. She knew she was getting fucked up. When she said, hey, you murdered my husband, he's innocent. What'd they do to her ass? They snatched her ass up, hung her ass, and then shot the shit, hung her, shot the shit out of her ass. She was they're like fake Jesus and their fake civilization. These motherfuckers ain't never been civilized. And it was an African that tried to civilize this beast, right? So imagine you coming, like Joey told you, you don't got no power, so you need to be quiet about that justice shit. But she tried to get justice for the man she loved, and she knew in this country she was getting fucked up, but she did it anyway. That this kind of bravery this took for a woman. Say, hey, you murdered my husband. He's innocent. You know he was innocent. I want.
You're breaking. I don't know if it's me or Keith. Somebody let me know, because I'm trying to tell him he's breaking, but I don't know if he can hear me or it's my internet, because my internet has also been bad. I don't know if it's me, but shout out to Sister Monique, Robin S, shout out to Jiba Jabba, Jason, Roll Constrictor, Draw Mosquito, I see you, 10 Speed, shout out to Lied Too Long, nice to see you, it's been a minute. you're doing amazing, and welcome to today's conversation. Yeah, he's breaking up. Okay, I think I'm gonna play this video. Then when he comes back, I'm gonna restart it again for us to understand what he's trying to say.
Yeah, but we're all one people. Race is just about evolution. What did they tell you about evolution? They said that, oh, people apparently left Africa. Listen to how many stories they tell you. They tell you, firstly, people left Africa. They were African. They were black. They mixed with the Neanderthals, and every single last African person that left Africa somehow mixed with these Neanderthal beings. By the way, these Neanderthal beings, we've never seen in actual any real evidence of them. Even the evidence that they've got in the freaking in the museums and all of those are all replicas. Yeah, we ain't seen nothing real about them. Even the CGI imaging, just like the CGI imaging when they're shooting rockets up into space, the same shit, the same CGI imaging. We don't know what these Neanderthals look like. We don't even know if they were actually full beings, because the truth of the matter is, it's only that they can see the genetic coding in the DNA. That's the only thing that even told them. Yeah, that's the only thing that told them that, yeah, that, yo, we actually have part Neanderthal in us, but we don't know what them man look like. We don't have a fucking clue. We just have to take what these men tell us. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But anyway, moving on. So they tell you every single last Africa that left Africa, yeah, happened to meet those Neanderthals, all of them mixed, then the Neanderthals completely wiped out. The Neanderthals completely wiped out. The Neanderthals stopped reproducing by each other. For some reason, they just stopped having sex with each other. The Neanderthals stopped having sex with each other, so they stopped reproducing. And all the Neanderthals mixed with the Africans, right? Even though the DNA doesn't say that, the DNA actually shows that there's no maternal and no paternal Neanderthal DNA, meaning that when the mixing occurred, there was actually, for the DNA to come into the non-black people, it wasn't through sex, because there's no maternal.
All right, you're back.
How long have I been gone? I'm talking, I was even gone. Bad here.
Just a minute or two.
Okay, shit, but I'm saying. So remember, their hate for us is visceral, right? It's passionate. You know, it's like a crime of passion. Because why would they murder that woman with such passion, such violence? They shot her, they hung her, right? So the question is, where the fuck do these motherfuckers come from? And why they hate us so much when we've never done nothing to them? This is global. They've been raping, killing us black people globally. So I want you to understand this is global, not just America. Same shit you find in the Congo, in Kenya, in South Africa. This is global. So I want you to get your mind into a global thing. Not that they didn't do it. I'm in the FBA and they didn't do it in the FBA and all that stupid ass moronic shit. This system is global. Go ahead, Joby. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm gonna restart it again because I already started.
Yeah.
To give it time to come back.
So I'm laughing about this young lady. She's starting to figure stuff. I always bring her up because she's starting to figure shit out. Now, where these Neanderthals? Where the people come from? All these fake stories. Critically think. Remember, everything they tell you is a lie. All their fake history is a fucking lie. So I went back to DNA, piece the shit together. Lots of things. These motherfuckers do. All these fucking people are new. These Asians, these East Indians, these fucking Caucasians, they're fucking all new. New to this planet. Go ahead, Joby.
Okay.
Evolution. They said that, oh, people apparently left Africa. Listen to how many stories they tell you. They tell you, firstly, people left Africa. They were African. They were black. They mixed with the Neanderthals, and every single last African person that left Africa somehow mixed with these Neanderthal beings. By the way, these Neanderthal beings, we've never seen in actual any real evidence of them. Even the evidence that they've got in the freaking in the museums and all of those are all replicas. Yeah, they ain't seen nothing real about them. Even the CGI imaging, just like the CGI imaging when they're shooting rockets up into space, the same shit, the same CGI imaging. We don't know what these Neanderthals look like. We don't even know if they were actually full beings, because the truth of the matter is, it's only that they can see the genetic coding in the DNA. That's the only thing that even told them. Yeah, that's the only thing that told them that, yeah, that, yo, we actually have part Neanderthal in us, but we don't know what them man look like. We don't have a fucking clue. We just have to take what these men tell us. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But anyway, moving on. So they tell you every single last Africa that left Africa, yeah, happened to meet those Neanderthals, all of them mixed, then the Neanderthals completely wiped out. The Neanderthals completely wiped out. The Neanderthals stopped reproducing by each other. For some reason, they just stopped having sex with each other. The Neanderthals stopped having sex with each other, so they stopped reproducing. And all the Neanderthals mixed with the Africans, right? Even though the DNA doesn't say that, the DNA actually shows that there's no maternal and no paternal Neanderthal DNA, meaning that when the mixing occurred, there was actually, for the DNA to come into the non-black people, it wasn't through sex, because there's no maternal lineage.
How's that? And that's true. So he's saying she's smart enough to realize that these white people go back to Bigfoot, but there's no maternal or maternal line. There's no first mom, mixed white man and Asian. There's no first woman, mixed Asian, all that shit. Right? There's no paternal line and no maternal line. So what the fuck? She's figuring out that everything she's been told is a lie. Right? So, and we know that's a fact because Bigfoot is a different species. That's a fucking Bigfoot, right? Bigfoot's a different species. Now, if you guys understand, you can't lay with another species and produce yourself from a different species. That's all I try to teach you guys with the way they make a mule. A mule's made from what? A horse and a donkey. But a mule cannot produce itself. It can't reproduce itself because it's a hybrid being. It was created by two different species, so there's no female and male mule that can reproduce itself. It's sterile. So ain't no African go fuck no Bigfoot and create no create no Mzungu. That's the shit they did. Or create no Chinese motherfucker. Right? Because that child would have been sterile because there was two separate species creating a baby. So that baby would have been born sterile, not able to reproduce itself because it's an abomination of God. So that's how we know there was some gene splicing going on. Motherfuckers was cooking shit up in a goddamn cave, a fucking lab, wherever they were cooking shit up at. We know there's gene splicing going on, and she's right, because there's no maternal or no paternal line. There's no lineage. So when she says, she's like, you're right, there's no lineage. So where the fuck do these other people come from? Because they got no lineage to begin to become human beings. Right? There's no Chinese lineage, no Japanese lineage, no Caucasian lineage. Oh, because they were cooked up in a fucking lab. That's why. Go ahead, Joby.
Into biology, you lot know what I'm talking about. If it was reproduction, the normal reproduction style, you should be able to trace mother lines and you should be able to trace paternal lines. They can't trace it, not even on one human being living today. Not one Neanderthal mother, not one paternal line found, not one. Then what did they tell you? They say, oh, they stayed black for time. They've got the Neanderthal DNA. Remember, they've had to admit that white skin's only recently. Because remember, back in the day, they were saying white skin arrived how many years ago once the Neanderthals mixed. But they had to change all of that. Because every time they're digging up skeletons in places, they're finding black people. They're finding, so they can't say that they're whatever, because they literally, black Africans everywhere, Asia, Europe, everywhere, the Americans, they're fat. So they have to say, oh, you know what? Yeah, pale skin is only recent, but they did mix with the Neanderthals ages ago, but they stayed black somehow. And then all of a sudden, in the last 2,000 to 3,000 years, something created evolution. Right? They say evolution is the one that created the skin change. But I ask you, if it was evolution, how comes the mutation didn't happen bare people, just like with sickle cell? Why wasn't it just bare different families popping up with pale skin for the evolution, right? Why is it that it was just one person? Listen to what I'm saying. It was just one person with pale skin.
All right. We have the second one, which should be also as. This is the second one.
Never looked around and just thought to yourself, wow, why are there so many people just believing lies that are told to them? This is what I'm trying to explain to you. There's most of these people don't have a lie. Like, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say to you. So they can just only regurgitate the things that they've heard. That's it. If it comes from the authoritative person, if it comes from a person that they've decided that they've decided themselves, that they've been taught, they've been programmed that this is authority, they're gonna just believe it and run with it. That's why they can get easily lied to. So that's why I don't care when I see bare people believing things anymore, because I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? They just don't have an inner eye. They have nobody inside them to telling them, yo, or questioning things and be like, nah, why would that make sense? There's nothing. So they're just going to believe the majority. Whatever the mainstream is pushing out is what they're going to believe. That's why you got people here with the whole Michael Jackson thing saying, oh, he had
if you're in Africa.
So if you guys remember, see, that's why those pictures have been hidden. Remember the Moors told you when they went to Europe, they kept finding wild men, right? They kept telling they finding wild hairy ass white men with hair all over their fucking nasty bodies. You know, that they stank, that they stank real bad, and these hairy ass bodies. And I told you they made that movie, but they put that white Spanish motherfucker as a black person more. It's called The 13th. If you guys go check out a movie where they try to tell you a little bit of the truth, it's called The 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas. He's a Moor. He's supposed to go fight these savage ass white people, right? But they made him white. He's a Moor. We know he's a Moor, you know. They showed how nasty white people were. Had to go in the caves. And, you know, how they would civilize them. But that comes from these stories of the Moors. Talking about when they went to Europe, they met these savage ass white people with hair all over their body, running through the woods naked and stanking and shit. But that part been completely erased. It wiped out that part of history. When they would run around the woods butt ass naked, and they would call them, and that was she must have found a lot of them pictures. That's what she's showing in her video. They were called the wild men of Europe. You know, so this is white people in their real history. But go ahead, Joey.
Okay.
That makes sense. There's
some pictures. Those are pictures of the wild men. The Africans are going to civilize this beast.
So they're just going to believe the majority. Whatever the mainstream is pushing out is what they're going to believe. That's why you got people hit them here with the whole Michael Jackson thing, saying, "Oh, he had vitiligo. He had vitiligo. He wasn't just trying to turn himself white." If this guy just had vitiligo,
he had no vitiligo.
There would be way more. Number one, there would be way more evidence of it, and not way more. Not even in the sense of like, oh, that we've got the doctor's notes. Get out of here, man. Doctor's notes. Even most of you haven't even seen it for yourself. And the same doctor's note that even their own family is saying that they don't even trust what went on with his whole death. So those are the same people that you want to be trusting, the same authority. Anyway, we'll move on. And not only that, how comes his family weren't so outgoing about it? Why wasn't his family talking about it, Bez? Yes, they defend him, but why weren't they saying, no, he does? Why? Come on, man.
Nobody might get vitiligo. I knew his dad was lying his skin bleaching. It was self-hate.
Come on, why has nobody, why weren't they really pressing hard for it? Why didn't even MJ himself, if everybody was chatting shit about it, when he was alive, why didn't he also show the pictures and show evidence of more? Like, yes, he did. Bro, this guy was clearly lightening himself. Yeah, and not even that. Okay, if we're going to take away the whole vitiligo, let's say that for real he did. Okay, let's say that. No, seriously, yeah.
I wouldn't believe that was you. Nobody believe that shit. I'm gonna let you on. Everybody knew he was skin lighting. Everybody knew he wasn't no vitiligo. What are you talking about, lady? There's no controversy. People knew Michael Jackson was lying. Yes, you didn't know. They knew he was skin bleaching his skin. They knew he didn't have vitiligo. Vitiligo doesn't. Vitiligo is blotches first. This motherfucker whole body was becoming white. He was mad skin grafting his ass. So we know it wasn't no vitiligo. And we knew his history. Mike had self-hate. Why he had a fucked up fake nose? Kept fucking with his nose because his daddy called him big nose. So his daddy called him nigger nose. Same nose. Imagine how fucked up your dad and your parents are because they practice the same. They come from the same racist system in America. They hate themselves. And you pass that shit on to your children because you haven't learned how to love yourself. Man, that's why all the damn Jacksons all got fake noses, lady. Because the daddy called him and said, oh, everybody's got these nigger noses. Nigger noses. All of them got fake noses. Janet, all of them. All one I think I got a fake nose is their mama. Because all one I think I got a fake nose is the mama. But all the kids, that is all fucking weird looking shit. The real nose. Nice. She had a nigga nose. They all got some hey. Got that something? The girl looks like some kind of creature. She got almost as fucked up plastic surgery as Mike. She look crazy as fuck. So, as your whole life you're growing up and all that stuff, hate the house. Your father that hates being black, hates themselves because you grow up in America that black, everything black is bad.
You break him. Have we lost Keith? I'm not sure, but
in your what I'm looking for, in your character and also in your what you look like. Damn, I look like you. Yeah, but you're still a nigga. You got a nigga nose and a nappy ass hair. Remember I don't know what you guys ever see Jermaine Jackson's hair. The fuck is with that nigga's head? Why is his face so greasy? These niggas kept Jerry Curls forever because they didn't want no black hair. I don't know what kind of crazy hairdo Mike got. Mike just, I don't know what that white shit is. Mike just became a white man. He's so fucked up in the head. That's how damaged you are. And when I say Mike faked his death, I'm gonna say you guys say I'm gonna joke. They said they found Mike on the bus somewhere. Remember, a lot of these times they fake their death. A lot of these guys fake their death and shit. The bus somewhere. I forgot what the fuck is the older Mike. They're just like them with the fucked up nose and everything. Go ahead, Joe. Let her go and finish.
Now wear a wig. So now he has an excuse for the wig thing. His hair now apparently burnt off as well. Yeah? His hair now. So now what about the nose thing? Oh, now what about his nose? So my man changed everything about him. My man changed everything about him. And then you man
but I didn't send you that. I don't know what that pause at. I ain't send you that shit, Joe. I don't know what that. You must have went down her time. I didn't send you that one. But
nah, what you said on.
Yeah. I know I didn't see that one, but yeah, yes, about the nose, exactly. The nigga, lady, you're the only one that didn't know. You're a foreigner. You're not from America, so you don't know his history. We all know his nose. It's from self-hate. We all know he bleached himself. We know it's not vitiligo. Nobody believe you. Beautiful, you believe what he said. Vitiligo. We never did that one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's it right there. Go ahead, Joe.
The world was black, and the only people that survived
exactly.
and passed on their genes outside of Africa, right, were the descendants that had the engineered traits. What do I mean by that? The blue-eyed people that are here today, the non-blacks that are blue-eyed, they come from one blue-eyed ancestor. How the hell, what happened to all the other people that were living outside of Africa? And they tell you they were black people. They say the original people were black. So then I ask you, why is it only the pale trait people's ancestors that ended up surviving? Where did all the other black, and since when does pale dominate black? only when it's being targeted and oppressed and actually deaded off. That's the only way. So I ask you again, make it make sense. Because people want to be blasting, oh, it's not, why don't be racist? Don't be, because you don't want me to talk about your origins. You don't want me to talk about your origins. But the
Pause it. Exactly. White people never want to talk about where the fuck they come from. You know, the Adam and Eve story, you know that's bullshit. And you know the evolution is a goddamn lie. Because there's nobody black. See, that monkey shit don't work because black people don't got monkey in their genetics. Nobody become no monkey, become no human, I become nobody. Fuck a Bigfoot and create white people and create Chinese people, these Indians. That's all lies. Because we do genetics, like I told you, study biology, say, hey, there's some lies going on here. But you can't pass any of the university tests in biology or chemistry unless you go along with their fucking lie. Because they got control of the planet. So you can't pass real biology in school and college unless you agree to this fucking lie. And if you have critical thinking, like Joby said, you start knowing this is a fucking lie. I said, hey, what? This is made up. It's a lie. There's no way this is even possible. That's why they never talk about it. And they don't want to talk about where the Chinese man came from. Huh? Where these Indians, where these motherfuckers come from? Because I told you, they're all new. All these motherfuckers are new. Where the fuck do they come from? See, that shit gotta be taught to Africans again. You know the fuck you're dealing with. Because you don't know you're dealing with a humanized animal that acts like an animal, right? You think you're looking at a human being and you're like, Joby, where's the humanity? It's not a fucking human being. You look at somebody created from animal pieces and created something that looked like a human being, but inside it's an animal. But animal parts and animal genetics. You're looking at a humanized animal, not a human being. You know, that's why they hate us so much. That's why they hate us. You ever notice that only people that can you see black people can have joy, not happiness, joy. Happiness is fake. Black people feel joy. That's why black people can feel joy in poverty. No one else can. We feel joy. Especially when around people, we laugh. You know, black people just always laugh. White people don't never laugh. You ever see black people tell a good joke, and everybody black just laughs, and the joke brings them joy. You never get that from no other race. Because of emotion. And that's what makes people mad when they see black people enjoy. White people get crazy, they get savage, get enraged when they see us enjoy. Why they enjoyable? Ain't we dominant? Ain't we destroying them enough? Ain't we fucking them up? And black people still be enjoy. Enjoy just being around each other. Just enjoy with good food, good music, dancing in them, loving each other. Enjoy. We're the only people that can feel joy. You never know, sit around. You never know. I've always known. I've been all over. Ones that can show joy. Other people inside fucked up. All they steal everything, got everything, still being raised and all fucked up. Can't feel nothing. Black people be poor as fuck, but still have joy. That overwhelming joy. Just be at a barbecue, everybody broke as fuck. Ain't nobody got no money. Black people laughing, joking, got some good drinks, you know, talking shit, eating good.
Either it's both our internet, which is bad, or it's just mine. Keith, you're breaking. I don't know if you can even hear me, because I also know our internet has been bad today. Can you guys hear me? Okay, it's Keith. He's gone. All right, but we got a few minutes to wrap it up, so I hope he makes it on time.
To be on the question, because how comes I can point to your beginning? Why are you lots created hundreds of thousand years after us? They say that black people have looked like this for 300,000 years. That's on their words, even though I hate their dates because their dates are lie. And then they say the pale races only came about 3,000 to 4,000 years ago. They keep reducing the times. Before they used to say 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40, but now they're reducing. They're telling you 3,000 pale skinned arrived between 3,000 and 4,000 years ago. So we'll take their terms. But I ask you again, 300,000 years compared to 4,000 years. So what? Pale races popped up the same time as pyramids popped up, the same time as new animals popped up, the same time as new crops popped up. Why did all these things pop up at the same time? And then you man are looking, you lots are going to the doctors right now to buy babies, and then you're acting like you think IVF and all of them things weren't there before. In the Bible, it literally says, the guy said, all of the women, all of the Abraham lineage mothers are all barren. The 4 mothers that started off the lineage, they're all barren. But they went to somebody and apparently that person blessed them with babies. Doesn't that sound like they went to somebody that gave them, inserted a baby in them? And then it happens to be all these new pale races. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, look at the stories. Look at the Epic of Gilgamesh. Look at the book of Epic of Gilgamesh. What's that all about? Isn't that about hybrids as well? Isn't he half ape man, half God? What do you think the gods are? If black people are the original people here and the only people are, you want to talk about gods? There's nowhere in history has a god ever came down. It's only what they want to say to you, the bullshit. Only in history, it's only been us. So if it's only been us, I want you to think about it clearly. Obviously, the black people are the gods because we're the oldest. So obviously, we already advanced in science and all of this stuff time ago. Then we created new beings. These new beings now, and generations later, we've now forgotten that these are the new beings that were created. Why? Because the people that created them, our ancestors, slept with the beings, created families, and then those families took over the dynasties and inherited those dynasties. Then what did those people, they mix out even more. So the mixed children, they mix into white even more. Then that's why you get the black dynasty rulers all disappearing, and then all of a sudden they're replaced by these white faces. And because if you man are walking around on road and you
okay, I think
am I back? Okay. Keep going. I keep talking. I know I was even gone again. Shit. But go to the next one. I'm gonna talk. She gonna explain it. Well,
black people have been asking for a century, what did we do to y'all? Like, seriously, what the fuck did we actually do? Because at some point you have to stop believing that this is random. You stop believing that this is just ignorance. Because how are black people simultaneously copied, feared, mocked, criminalized, fetishized, segregated, underpaid, over-policed, erased, and exploited on basically every continent on Earth? At some point, you have to realize, oh, this is not about behavior. This is not about morality. It's not even about individual black folks. This is what blackness was made to represent in the modern world. And that answer is ugly, because the truth is, black people became the foundation the modern world built hierarchy on. That's the answer. Not because black people did something uniquely wrong, not because we're uniquely violent, not because we're uniquely criminal, but because Europe and then the United States needed a permanent bottom caste to justify slavery, colonialism, empire, and capitalism. You can't build an empire on stolen labor without creating a group you can convince the world deserves exploitation. That is what we became. That is what black people became. The justification, the bottom rung. And once the world built itself around blackness meaning less than, every other group learned to define themselves in opposition to that, right? That is why anti-blackness survives, even in places with barely any black people, because it's not based on personal interaction. It's ideological, structural, inherited. Now, let me show you what I mean when I say everywhere. In China during COVID, Black residents in Wanzhou were forcibly evicted from their apartments, refused service at restaurants, banned from McDonald's, and quarantined separately from everybody else. In 2016, a Chinese laundry detergent commercial showed a Black man shoved in a washing machine and coming back out as a clean, light-skinned Chinese man. That ran on national TV. In India, Black African students have been beaten in the streets, followed by mobs, refused housing. The skin lightening industry itself is worth over $1 billion, billion with a B. In Russia, when the country invaded the Ukraine in 2022, Black students were pulled off buses at gunpoint by the Ukrainian police to make room for white refugees. In Italy and Spain, Black professional soccer players still have bananas thrown at them on the field. In 2026, in Lebanon and across the Persian Gulf, African and Asian women work as domestic laborers under a system that legally ties them to their employers. What is that called? Yeah. Their passports get taken. They can't leave. Multiple of them have died by suicide, trapped in homes that they just can't escape. In Brazil, police kill more Black people every year than almost any other country on earth. Now remember, they're a country that's over 56% Black. In Argentina, the Black population was literally erased from the official census for over a century. Whole countries pretending that Blackness doesn't exist within them. The hatred is global. The pattern is identical. It all traces back to the same source code, and it is profitable. The global skin lightening market is worth between $14 and $19 billion per year. The same multinational corporations that publicly supported BLM, they're selling skin bleaching creams in 60 countries to Black and brown women trying to escape Blackness. Also, they can be considered beautiful. L'Oreal, Procter & Gamble, Estee Lauder. Y'all remember Fair and Lovely? I do. After 2020, when global protests called out the racism, they changed the name from Fair and Lovely to Glow and Lovely. And they kept selling it. Same product, same premise, different label. The hatred is profitable. That's part of why it stays. The other part is psychological. If Black people are at the bottom of the global hierarchy, then no matter how badly your group is treated, you can still position yourself above somebody. Anti-Blackness is the bottom rung that holds the whole ladder up. Take it away, and the entire structure has to be rebuilt from scratch. And that's why it doesn't move. Black people are the constant negative reference point every other group on earth uses to figure out where they stand. And the scary part is you can see how this plays out in everyday life, right? Because when one Black person does something wrong, suddenly all of us become suspects. One Black kid acts up in school. Now Black children are out of control. One Black employee messes up. Now DEI is lowering standards. One Black neighborhood struggles with poverty. Now Blackness itself becomes associated with dysfunction. But when white people commit atrocities, suddenly everybody becomes deeply committed to nuance, mental health, isolation, economic anxiety, a troubled loner. White people get individuality. Black people get collective judgment. That is conditioning. That's centuries of propaganda teaching the world that Blackness represents danger, incompetence, aggression, hypersexuality, criminality, laziness. Whatever the society needed Blackness to symbolize at that moment, just to justify the unequal treatment. And people absorb those ideas before they even realize they have them. This is why Black people have to constantly overperform humanity just to receive baseline grace. You have to be exceptional. We have to be exceptional to get what other people get automatically. And that shit is exhausting. Exhausting. A lot of you all question why I show up the way that I show up, because you wouldn't listen if I showed up any other way. And you know it. People in this country love to talk about racism like it's abstract. Slavery was bad. Jim Crow was bad. The civil rights movement happened. And now we're past it, right? That sanitized version is how this hierarchy stays intact. So let me see what was actually done to Black people in this country. Trigger warning, it's about to get graphic. Mary Turner. I've told you about her. 8 months pregnant. May 19th, 1918, Lowndes County, Georgia. Her husband had been lynched the day before for a crime he didn't commit. When she said publicly that the men who killed him should face justice, a white mob came for her. They tied her by the ankles, hung her upside down from a tree at Folsom's Bridge, doused her in gasoline and set her on fire, all while she was still alive. They took a butcher's knife and cut her open. Her unborn baby fell to the ground. A man in the mob stomped on the baby's head, and then they shot Mary Turner's body hundreds of times. She's one of at least 3,446 documented Black people lynched in this country between 1882 and 1968. And lynchings were not done in secret. They were public events. White families brought picnic baskets. They brought their children. They posed for photographs next to burnt bodies. They cut off body parts and kept them as souvenirs. Fingers, ears, genitals. Sold them in jars at general stores. Postcards of the bodies were mailed through the United States Postal Service. Yeah, the same one that brings you your mail. You could buy a postcard of a Black corpse hanging from a tree and send it to your cousin in another state with a note that says, "We had a good day today." This is what was happening in this country in 1918. The same year my great-grandmother was a young woman. The same world my Grandma May was about to be born into. Emmett Till, 14 years old. August 1955. A white woman in Mississippi accused him of whistling at her. Decades later, she admitted she made it up. 2 white men dragged this boy out of his uncle's house in the middle of the night. They beat him. They gouged out one of his eyes, shot him in the head, tied a 75-pound cotton gin fan around his neck with barbed wire, threw his body into the Tallahatchie River, and when his body was recovered, his face was so destroyed it was unrecognizable. His mother, Mamie Till, insisted on an open casket. She said, "Let the world see what they did to my son." The men who killed him were acquitted by an all-white jury. A few months later, they sold their confession to a magazine for $4,000. That was 70 years ago. How old is your parent? How old is your grandparent? The violence has not stopped. We know that. So let me bring you a little more current, because that kind of stuff just doesn't happen anymore, does it? Sonia Massey, July 6, 2024. Springfield, Illinois. A 36-year-old Black mother of 2 called 911 because she thought there may be a prowler outside her house. 2 sheriff's deputies came inside and she moved a pot of boiling water off her stove. She turned to the deputy. She said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." The deputy pulled his gun and yelled, "I'll fucking shoot you in your fucking face." And he shot her in her face in her own kitchen after she called 911 for help. 2nd-degree murder. He got 20 years, and her mother said at the trial, "Today, I'm afraid to call the police for fear that I might end up like Sonia." Breonna Taylor, 26 years old. March 13th, 2020. Asleep in her own bed in Louisville, Kentucky. Police executed a no-knock warrant on the wrong apartment. They fired 32 shots into her home. 6 of them hit her. She bled out on her hallway floor. The officers that killed her were never charged with her death. That's just some of the names you know, right? There are Black women dying in police custody every year, whose names you will never hear. There are Black trans women being murdered every year, whose names you will never hear. There are Black children being killed by police, whose families will never see a trial. The Washington Post tracks every fatal police shooting in this country. Black Americans are killed by police at more than twice the rate of white Americans, year after year after year. And right now in 2026, the violence is being expanded. ICE raids are going into Black neighborhoods. They're looking for Haitian, African, Afro-Caribbean immigrants and disappearing them into detention. Families ripped apart, children separated from parents, people being deported to countries they never lived in. The federal government is rebuilding the infrastructure of racial terror, all under a new name. It's the same playbook, though, just a different uniform. I told you about my Grandma May. She's from South Carolina, and she couldn't look white people in the eye. Didn't want to. She could not. Because Black folks from her generation This might be the...
Your Grandma May's from South Carolina. That's right. South Carolina's taking away your Grandma May's vote. You know, she's dead and stinking now. Right? So they're taking it back to when your Grandma May was a young lady. Your Grandma May, oh shit. So when you said your Grandma May grew up in Jim Crow. So they're taking you back, they're taking you right back there. I would just show Joby just showed you with South Carolina. Isn't it funny? Time changed, they don't. See all that fake ass shit. Racism is over. Oh, you moron. They're not as racist no more. They're not. No, they can hide it because you had laws on the books, fake laws saying that they couldn't be openly racist. They've always been racist. They've always been fucked. They've always been savages. They always don't never wash their ass properly and had their hygiene properly. I didn't know. I'm gonna go caveat that you guys have been in the military. I didn't know. You guys remember the military, especially you guys remember we had to move with Joe with Full Metal Jacket when the guys had to do hygiene. That was made for white people. When they would stay up there and they, check their foot locker and show their nails and their feet. I didn't know they did that till later on. I said, well, this hygiene shit, right? Because white people never bathe right, never wash their ass right. So that was put into the military for white men because they were always funky and stank and didn't know how to wash their ass right. And that would cause disease. And you can't have disease in your military structure. It would destroy it. So they always so I was like, cause why are we doing this hygiene shit? You know, the guy was they all stayed on that Foot Locker, checking their nails, make sure their feet clean and their asshole was washed right. Because white people grow up in houses not even knowing how to bathe properly. And I know how to do hygiene correctly. It's fucking crazy. And I never knew that as a child, you know. So I got in the Marine Corps. Wind up. Is it time to wind up already?
Yeah, as we wind up.
Oh, we got 10 more minutes. What time is it?
I have to go through the comments. So
Go ahead.
The same stories you know. The ones about them rolling through black neighborhoods, hunting black people. These were stories that he eventually had to sit down and tell his children, me, about. Then my brother Steven, he's 2 years older than me. Just 2. He was working at a steakhouse when we were in high school. He was a teenager. The Klan came in. He was expected to serve them, smile, refill drinks. Pretend everything was normal. And he walked out. He quit. And that story sits in my chest differently because it feels generational, you know? Like something broke right there. Something broke with him. Like generations of forced submission.
I never had no show around me no damn restaurant shit. Maybe my mama and them did. Grandma, not me. Shit, because you're damn.
Finally collided with someone saying no. That's 3 generations of my family. Miss May lowered her eyes so we wouldn't have to. Miss Alice carried the silence so we wouldn't have to. My mom walked through the slur on the wall so we wouldn't have to. My dad carried the story. My dad carried the stories so he could tell us about it. Stephen took off the apron and walked out. Each generation gave the next one more permission to lift their head. You get me? A little more freedom, a little more breath, a little more sky. And what scares me is that people think this history is over, but it's not. This country has done the rollback before. After slavery came Reconstruction. For 12 years, from 1865 to 1877, Black Americans have built more political power than they had in the previous 250 years combined, to state legislatures, to the United States Senate. Black children went to school for the first time in this country's history. The federal government cut a deal to resolve a contested presidential election. The Republican Party agreed to pull federal troops and end Reconstruction. And what followed was called redemption. That is the actual historical term, redemption. White America literally called the destruction of Black political power redemption from Black freedom. It didn't happen all at once, of course. It happened in pieces over decades, you know. Voting rights stripped state by state. Public schools re-segregated. Federal civil rights enforcement ended. By 1896, the Supreme Court legalized segregation. By 1900, most Black men in the South couldn't vote. By 1910, lynchings in the South were happening at about 3 per week. The country watched all of this happen. The federal government let it happen. The Supreme Court blessed it. The civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s was the second Reconstruction. Executive Order 11246, which LBJ signed, that mandated affirmative action for federal contractors. In 2013, the Supreme Court gutted Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act. In 2021, the court gutted Section 2. In 2023, the court ended affirmative action in college admissions. In 2025, Donald J. Trump, he revoked Executive Order 11246. The order that was signed in 1965 by LBJ, it was gone. In a single signature, he signed executive orders ending DEI in the federal workforce, in the Department of Defense, in the Foreign Service, banning federal contractors from affirmative action, banning federal employers from training on unconscious bias, banning federal schools from teaching about cultural sensitivity, now investigates private companies for DEI policies. The Department of Education now threatens schools that teach Black history. In April, the Supreme Court dealt the final blow to the Voting Rights Act. And almost immediately, Tennessee acted. They moved to split up Memphis, the state's only majority Black congressional district. That speed should terrify people. Protections weaken, and suddenly Black political power, coincidentally, starts disappearing again. This is redemption, a second time. Voting rights weakened, Black districts diluted, DEI attacked, Black history targeted, affirmative action erased, ICE expanded. And people want Black Americans to act irrational for noticing the pattern because our families survived the first version of it. So when Black people ask, what the fuck did we do to y'all? Here's the answer. We existed inside a system that needed somebody at the bottom. We existed inside a world that built itself on our own supposed inferiority. We existed inside countries that pretended that we were not real. And the world built an entire global system to punish us for it. We just refused to disappear while you told the world we weren't real. That is the answer. That's the only answer there's ever been. What did we do? Nothing. We existed, and we still do.
Okay, the last.
The government needs to kill Jews. You kill these.
Pause it. Wait. Pause it. You understand this? So understand this is TMZ YouTube. This is not us. Come from your own media. That would just be pulling. This is your stuff. And this is white America figured out who actually controls them. You know, and it was the Jays that always would sick them on us. We know the narrative, how the Jays created NAACP and other fake Black institutions to have white people come after us, and it was always them. But this is yours, so don't give us no strike. This comes from TMZ, owned by you. It's your shit. So this ain't no hate speech from us. This is on your this is on your damn media. So go ahead, Joby.
Israel is an abomination. It's fake. Jews from Europe are fake Jews. These are Ashkenazi, satanic fake Jews. Kill every single Zionist scumbag. Zionism is treason to we the people and our U.S. Constitution. Kill Israel. Kill Jewry. Kill Judaism. Kill every Jewish supremacist there is. You kill these. If they claim to be God's chosen people, you kill them dead. You kill every Jew.
No self-respect. All right.
There you go.
As I wind up, let me go through the comments very quickly and get out of here. Gotta go. I see Light Too Long. Ali was saying Trump is delusional. He always.
You gotta go.
That's my business, not anyone's business. I see Light Too Long says Trump is delusional. He's always lying. Shoot. I'm part of the unemployment statistics at this time. This is a crazy shit. And also see Grant 7 Karibu says melanated people are the teachers that became the examples of being too nice. And I also see Jason says Black people are on the bottom for this physical illusion. Other than that, we're real gods. Nothing down here is forever, and nothing is real as it seems. Paying bills is real, though. Monique says that's the behavior of all those beastly motherfuckers, and also says she lays with the beast, fleas, tick, and lice all in her bed. And Jibba says,
good luck with that.
All Black people need to know their state's castle doctrine. Stand your ground, defensive use of force, and free speech laws, especially for the concealed carry owners. And
Exactly.
just why people do not have the numbers for war. So anything they try to do, watch them fold under pressure like a cheap suit. Plus, they are not in shape, especially using drugs. And Monique says, and those broads wanted the big Black dick. I think that's what you meant, because the husband's hands is 3 inches, and they lied and cried rape. My grandmother told me that as a child. And Ten Speed says, I have never shot a gun, barely touched one. However, it is time to strap now. Ten Speed also adding Kamala is the worst because she's deceptive. Trump is who he is, so you can deal with him on your face when it comes to racism. I think that's what he means.
Well, both things are good. I get
Monique says straight up, especially Maxine Waters with her fake dirty wig wearing us. Jabba says 100%, only 20% of Black lives in these restricted areas. Just put up good candidates, not some old raccoon for 30 years.
That's it. Like Maxine Waters. And Maxine Waters like 90 years old. Out of LA. Maxine Waters has been in Congress since I was a kid. How's she still there? Ain't did shit for black people. Nothing.
Monique says
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
that's the only thing Maxine Deputy Dogface did was build their school, and those people that attended never got jobs, yet still own Fedi loans. And Ten Speed said you haven't heard from the Crockett since she lost. She's quiet. Monique says,
Yeah. She hasn't done them all. I'm slipping and sliding. I'm tripping. They ain't did none of that. Go ahead.
Juba says all timers figured out the situation or projects and used the tools available. Jason says it's videos of Michael Jackson on a bus. Brazil could be him.
I know. That's what I said. I want to jump in the show. We'll show it Monday. She got some kind of hot date or some shit. But we'll show it Monday.
And says exactly couple were more cooperative with the family matters. Robin S. Karibu once again says Mary Turner was 8 months pregnant. Jiba says 100 years of lynching. A must read here is a free link. Share it on the WhatsApp kindly so that people can grab it for those who are on the WhatsApp chat. One sunken one. And also see Jiba says it complies news articles of reported lynchings. And Lie Too Long says listen each week, but I don't always say anything because where I might be located. That's what's up. Thank you for tuning in still. And Sunken One, hope you're doing amazing.
Who's that?
Lie Too Long.
Okay.
Jabba says ain't enough African moonshine to make you lay with a big foot.
Exactly. Now you been in Africa, you lay with a big foot. Come on, remember, because they want to show you that fake thing of a Neanderthal. No, a Neanderthal is a Bigfoot guy. They want to show you a fake looking, half looking white man or some shit. No, that ain't what that. A Neanderthal is a fucking Bigfoot. There ain't nobody black fucking no Bigfoot to make no white people and Asians and shit. Good.
And I also see John Mosquito Face, almost the whole family had a nose job and nip tuck.
Hell yeah. No one has nose jobs. It's crazy.
Latoya has the condition when you can't put on weight. I forgot the name of it. Charles Karibu says the Jackson family definitely had self-hate issues. 6 out of 9 Jackson children married outside the race. John Mosquito says, yep, the prince alive somewhere on the big private farm in America, surrounded by our security. Robin says, why do my posts get removed? Get removed about what they did to Mary Turner's baby? Well, it's YouTube. If you're talking about the YouTube comments, they always do that, so it's nothing new. Lie Too Long says that anti-blackness is real. Then we have these black sellouts and to deal with too. And Sister Monique says revenge shall be swift. Until then, get busy, y'all. Fear not. Sonic Domo, nice to see you. Says black 19-year-old just got discovered in Alabama past week. No details or arrests yet. And Robin.
That's what I've been looking at. Sorry, let me say something. It was in Eufaula. I was gonna have to share a video with Josh Monday about this young lady, right? She's told the truth and told what's going on. There's probably some police involved in it, and they already threatened her. She's on TikTok crying. So they after me, y'all talking about come in. I'm just showing they killed this young boy in Eufaula. They said they dismembered his body, took his arms and legs and shit off, or cut his head off or something. And it's back on, and the police threatened her. The police, because they're involved somehow, so they threatened her ass. She's all on TikTok right now, so I'm letting you know, guys. Get your weapons. See, they want to bring back lynching. They want to bring us all back, but we're not our grandparents. We're not our we're not our grandparents or great grandparents. We're not our great grandparents. Okay, we're not going to get lynched. No other shit, no fight. Because if we gotta die, then we all gotta die. Get this? If we gotta die, we all gotta die. And it's better to go out on your feet than be a sucker and go out on your knees. Better to die on your fucking feet. I'm done, Joe.
Yeah, but much love. Those are all the comments. And have yourself some beautiful weekend. Thank you.
Let's have a good weekend. Everybody know the donation. If you guys want to send a cash app right there. But if you guys want to go to the network, it's a little more private. The network donation is back up and running. Hey, I gotta get the TV station turned back up for some reason. They ain't been able to take my damn pay. The TV part is off. So I'll be home this weekend and try to see if I can work it out. And I'll be on tomorrow. I ain't gonna make it home today. I'll be on tomorrow and Sunday because I got so much to say since Joby had kicked me out for show. So much love, family. Everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah, peace, family. Peace, and we're out. Have a beautiful weekend. Take care and be safe.